Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up Tabletop Simulator to play Digimon TCG. Now, there are different formats and different workshop mods that you can use for this. Tabletop Simulator, for those of you who have it, probably know how to do this already, but those of you who are new to Tabletop, here's a little demonstration on how to get started playing Digimon TCG with your friends online. So first things first, if you don't have Tabletop Simulator, let's go ahead and download that on Steam. I believe that Tabletop Simulator runs about $15–20 nowadays. Sometimes it does go on sale. But once you have that downloaded, we're going to look right here at the top when you're clicked on Tabletop Simulator in your library. And we're going to go over to Workshop right here. Workshop is basically a collection of custom games or mods that you can use in tabletop. So you can look up any game that you want and play it on tabletop and just simply download it. So here we're gonna just type in Digimon, and we're gonna get a bunch of results that come up. I definitely recommend going through these and seeing which one you like the best. It doesn't hurt to download them and then uninstall them. But this is actually my favorite right here. Automated Digimon card game in parentheses 2020. Now this has, I believe that it supports up to 1.5. I'm not sure because I don't really play Japanese formats, but you can go ahead and click on this or whichever one you prefer. It should give you, some images showing you what it's like in there before you download it. And the reason why I like this is because the reason why I like this mod specifically is because it has everything kind of scripted here for you. So you can draw, hatch, reveal cards from the top of your deck, automatically unsuspend all of your Digimon, put recovery onto your security stack very easily, and then do security checks where it just flips over one card from your security stack. So that's really why I like this one. It's a little automated. But what you'll do is just subscribe. I'm already subscribed to this. Just click subscribe down here. And once that downloads, it should be very, very short. We're going to go ahead and open up Tabletop Simulator. So this is what the main menu looks like. You can either join or create. So, you can actually just go in and play Digimon with random people. You can just go into the join. I type in Digi. These indicate that the lobbies are locked. So sometimes you have to go into a Discord or something to find people to play with, and they'll provide you with a password. We can see that this one is unlocked, but they currently have 2 out of 2 players here. So to avoid this, and if you just want to play with your friends, you already have somebody to play with, we can go ahead and just press create. We're going to select multiplayer. You can make your server name whatever you want it to be. Right now I have it set to public, friends, and invite. If you'd like to put a password on, you can just simply click in server password, enter your password. It is caps sensitive. And then you can also do your max players. So definitely don't limit yourself to 2. If you have more friends that want to play Digimon, you can create another table so that, you and your friends could even hold a tournament on tabletop if you wanted a friendly tournament. So for this example, I'm just going to put 4 and create the server. Now, this is going to ask me, okay, which game do you want to open? I've created my tabletop table. Now it's asking me what game I want to play. So I'm just going to click on Workshop, considering we did download the Digimon mod from Workshop on Steam. And I'm just going to click Automated Digimon Card Game. I'm going to load it in. And it may take a little bit to load in all the textures and everything for the first time, so just be patient with it. Wait until that number at the top, goes away, and everything should be good. Now, once people join into your lobby, what you're going to have to do is promote them. So they'll be able to come in and pick a color, and you can see here if I just change my color, you can see all the different colors that are around the table. It automatically puts you, player 1, as white. So your opponent would need to be blue. So once they come into the lobby, they'll basically see this kind of screen, and they will select whichever color they want to be. Like I said, default for player 1 is white. Now, once they are in there, you are going to need to click on their name up here in the top right and promote them. This is going to allow them to be able to import their own decks that they can use to play against you. Now, you might be wondering, how do I import a deck? Great question. I'm about to show you how. So this whole table actually has just an import function. Over here you can see some pretty simple instructions, but it may be confusing the first time people. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So what we're going to do is just Alt-Tab. Did I close it? We're just going to open up our internet browser, and we're going to go to digimoncards.dev. I'm sorry, digimoncard.dev. No S at the end there. So if we just type that in into our URL bar, it will come up with this website. Up here in the top right, you can select decks, and this will show you some community decks, some decks that people put together. They decided to make public, and you can simply press on these and then click View up here, so you can see once I click on one, this top part comes up. The website does need to be optimized a little bit, but it's what we have to work with right now. So once you have a deck that you want to see, all right, Shine Greymon, we can just go ahead and click that and then click View. It will then bring up the deck list. You're probably wondering, oh, well, how can I see, the art on the cards, what the card text says? Up here in the top right, you can actually click Full Cards, and there you go. It'll show you the counts. It'll show you all the abilities, so you can go through and see what this deck is working with. Now, let's say you want to make your own custom deck, okay? So we can just exit out of this, come back here, and right here at the top right, instead of clicking decks, we're going to click deck builder. And what you can do is just type up here in this search bar, and you can say, okay, I want Agumon. It'll bring up all the Agumons, and you can simply left click to put them on, right click to view the card and all of its stats, and then down here there's plus and minus, so you can adjust counts if you'd like. It also gives you a count up here of how many eggs, how many cards you have, the value according to TCG player. And yeah, it also allows you to roll different hands, so that's pretty cool. By clicking roll, it'll give you your starting hand. But yeah, for this example, I am not going to build a deck. I'm just going to use one of these example decks. Now, once we have the deck that we want to use, okay, make sure that it has 50 cards, that it has at least 4 eggs. And what we're going to do is just come up here to import export. Okay, once the deck is complete, import export. We'll click on that. And we're going to go over here to TTS. So we're just going to click on this, and it's going to give us this text here down at the bottom. This is basically our deck list, and we're going to want to import this into Tabletop Simulator. So you can go ahead and copy this entire text, including the beginning exported from digimoncard.dev. And we're just going to Control-C that to copy it. And then we're going to go back to Tabletop Simulator. Now on this specific table, the deck loader is in here. Typically you can find it on any of these mods if you just look for this index card, and it'll tell you how to import. You also will need to be promoted if you are like a player 2, player 3, player 4 on this table in order to do this, I believe. So we're going to go up here to Notebook in the top middle about, and it looks very similar here to the text that we actually just copied. But what we're going to do is just select all of this, and we're just going to paste our code right over it. And then we're just going to press this X button to exit out. You just remember Notebook, and then copy it all, paste it in, and then you can just exit. Once you do that, you can come over here to Import Deck and just click that once. And here we go. We're just going to wait for it to load up all the textures for the cards and all the card text and images. Perfect. And here's our deck. We can see it's got 55 cards in it, which is perfect. We had 50 cards and 5 eggs. Now, some tables do import decks from a total pool of cards. So what they'll have is like a deck box, and it'll have one copy or 4 copies, I'm sorry, of every single card that Digimon has to offer, or at least what that mod can support. So what you may have to do on some of those tables, excluding this one you do not have to do it, is actually clone the deck. So you can right-click the entire deck, the 55 cards, press clone, and then this will come up, and you can just left-click, and it'll clone it. To get out of this, you'll right-click, and that'll disappear. And what you want to do is just put that clone deck back into the pool of cards so that if somebody else wants to make a deck on the table, those cards will be available for them. So just a little heads up for the different mods that we can use on tabletop here. Now, I have my deck. This seems like a pretty tedious process, and I really, this is the deck that I want to play with. I want to play a couple games with this person. I want to go over to this table and play the same deck as well. You may not want to go in there and, find the code and put it into the notebook and import it and have to worry about putting the cards back. So what we can actually do is we can just save this deck as an object. Now, what I'm going to do and what I like to do personally is take out all of my egg cards. They are the white back cards here. And you can right click and search the entire deck to make it a little bit easier for you. And why I like to do this is because I like to get right into the game as soon as I'm in there. I don't want to have to search through my deck and keep my opponent waiting. And that is all 5 of them. So I'm just going to take these egg cards out, group them all together, and then I'm going to put them on the top of my deck. So now when I go to save this as an object, it will load in with like this. Every single time I load it in with the egg cards on top, so that I can simply, just press 5 on the deck and it will draw me my 5 egg cards. I can flip them with F and then press G to group them. Sometimes that does happen where the cards fall. Not really sure why. And then we can put them over here into our egg area. If you are not familiar with Tabletop Simulator, you can just hover over this deck or any deck of cards and press R, and it will shuffle the deck. So this is our 50 cards, our deck. But let's get back to saving this as an object. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. So what I'm going to do is click and drag, and select the entire deck. And I'm going to right click it, and I will press Save Object here. Okay, so you can just leave it in your root folder. This is a Shine Greymon, and I'm just going to put example because I do have a Shine Greymon in there. And then we will click Save. So now anytime you want to load in this deck, you can actually just come up here to objects. And like I said, if you are not player 1 on the table and you did not create the table, you will need to promote the person in the top right by left clicking their name and clicking promote for them to be able to import their objects. So we'll just click on objects. We can go down to save objects. And then we can take this Shine Greymon example deck, and it's the same way as when we cloned it. So you can just left click to bring the deck into the game, and then you can right click to get out of that clone feature. Just press escape to get out of there, and there you go. You have your deck ready to go anytime you want. You could actually even load this into a mod that is not Digimon for whatever reason. So we went over how to import a deck. We went over how to, set up your table and everything. Also, I forgot to show you how to use these, but it's very, very simple. You literally just have cards in your deck, and when you press draw, it'll take one card from the top of your deck and put it into your hand. Subsequently, you can also just hover over the deck, and let's say you want to draw your starting 5. Instead of clicking this button 5 times, you can just hover over your deck and click the number 5, and it will draw you 5 cards. Over here we have alternate layouts for the table. We have change layout right here, which really just shifts these, where your deck goes and your discard pile is over to the left a little bit, just in case, this book is messing you up. Also, there is a rule book here. Forgot to mention that. For those of you who are not familiar with tabletop, you can hover over something and press and hold Alt, and it will make it real big on your screen. While you're holding Alt, you can also zoom in and out using the scroll wheel or to flip through pages in a book. So if you're not familiar with the rules of Digimon or you have a question, you can feel free to look through here. I believe this is fan-made. It is not official, but I could be wrong about that. Oh, official rule manual. There you go. Proved me wrong. Over here, we can also add another table. So if I zoom out and I click add another table, you can see bada bing, bada boom. We have a whole nother table there ready to go. So, if you have your party limit set to 6 and you and your buddy are playing and 2 more people come in, you can simply click add table, promote them, and they can import their objects, their decks, and just, have a lot of fun playing Digimon. Yeah, so that's it, guys. I hope that this guide helped anybody trying to get into Digimon. Like I did say, there are different mods where different formats are used. But yeah, I would definitely recommend just putting yourself out there and just, challenging the people. The only way that you're going to get better is by playing, and I think that tabletop makes it very, very simple for you to be able to do that, to be able to get your hands on the cards, at least digitally, and, play test while you're waiting for your real cards to come into the mail, or, you want to put together your first meta deck, or, compete in a tournament, but you're not really sure what card counts you want before you buy your cards, things like that. There are also tournaments on tabletop, and some discords do host these tournaments. So keep a lookout for any discords. I know Geekitude does some stuff there. But yeah, I haven't really dove into that much. They also do offer webcam tournaments as well. I hope that this guide helped anybody, even one person. It was worth my time. And yeah, guys, enjoy playing Digimon. I know that I'm enjoying it a lot, and I hope that this helped you out. All right, see you later.